Something I've always loved about the Sonic series is the game's reliance on storytelling and bits of lore. Not only does this help the world of Sonic feel more connected, it also allows the events of each game to feel more impactful as they can affect the games going forward. But, sometimes they, screw it up a bit. Today, I'm going to be discussing the weird and wacky inconsistencies in the Sonic lore and attempting to explain how they might actually fit in. The Moon. The status of the moon is something that has puzzled Sonic fans for nearly 20 years now. Way back in Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Team decided to do something bold. They took the moon and decided, to put it simply, to get rid of half of it. Now, this would have been a super cool detail that Sonic Team could have put in every game going forward, if they fucking remembered they blew up half the moon. Seriously, every single game going forward completely forgot about this massive plot point, and it left fans confused. It got to the point where Takashi Iizuka, the head of Sonic Team, had to come up with some sort of reason as to why the moon was missing a giant hole. It turned around. Please stop asking. Wow, what an answer. It turned. The moon turned, you guys. It turned! This has got to be the dumbest answer they could have given. Like, they could have said, oh, Sonic's world actually has two moons. The one we've been seeing is the one that wasn't hit. Like, at least that would have made some logical sense, maybe, I don't know. That's the only other explanation I can think of. Sonic Team really wrote themselves into a corner with this plot hole. Who am I? Who is this man? This self-proclaimed Sonic? Well, not actually self-proclaimed. He doesn't actually ever talk. Huh. Classic Sonic was introduced in Sonic Generations as a past version of Sonic. Sounds simple, right? Well, for whatever silly reason, Sonic Team decided to bring him back for Sonic Forces. Okay, sure, they can make up some reason as to why he was able to time travel to the present. I mean, Silver's in this game, so maybe they can...
Oh, you're that Sonic from another dimension, aren't you?
How in the world do you mess this up? Classic Sonic being a past version of modern Sonic is literally his entire character. But maybe there's a reason for this sudden change. Reason number one. Maybe Tails is onto something. Another dimension. This implies that this classic Sonic and that classic Sonic are different characters. So, one of them is an imposter. A character that looks identical to classic Sonic in nearly every way? But who could this be? No. It can't be. It can't be. Santiago! Reason 2. Tails is a fucking idiot. This whole... Davron, stop DMing me. This whole game is an inconsistency to the lore. Seriously, canonically it doesn't even happen because they erase everything that transpired at the end of the game. So if that's the case, then why in the world is Crisis City still here? Even if the game's events weren't erased, Crisis City still shouldn't be here because they stopped any of that from ever happening. But don't fret, for I have a reasonable explanation for this error. Despite the events of Sonic 06 being completely erased, who's to say something bad isn't bound to happen to the kingdom of Soliana? 200 years into the future is a long time. Anything could happen. War, an apocalypse, frickin' Armageddon, I don't know. Maybe Eggman attacked, and maybe in the end, he's successful with his plans of world domination. And this disastrous future we see is an inevitable outcome that is soon to take place. Wait, shoot, that doesn't work. The time meter only took places from past events. Wait, if Crisis City is 200 years in the future, then how is it considered a past event? What the fuck? Okay. Maybe this location isn't even Crisis City. Maybe it's Chicago. Gaping holes in the middle of the road, rundown buildings, a disgusting river. It looks just like Chicago. But Max, Chicago doesn't have weird fire creatures running about. Yeah, and your childhood home doesn't have a father figure running about either. Why do you people have to complain about everything all the time? Who's to say Sonic hasn't visited Chicago on his many adventures? It can't be that unlikely. Please shut up. Something in the Sonic series that I've always found odd is either civilians are all humans or all animals, but never a mix of the two, besides Sonic's friends of course. Fans question this, and of course Iizuka with his almighty wisdom gave us an answer. There are two worlds, one where humans live and one where all Sonic's friends live. Now, does this explanation make sense? No. Will I be accepting it as canon? Also no, and thankfully I don't have to. Recently, a Tales Tube short came out clarifying that humans live in large countries like Spagonia or Apatos, while all the animal people tend to live on small islands such as South Island or West Side Island. Honestly, this makes a lot of sense, but one question still remains. Why doesn't everybody live together? Well, I have an answer for that, Animal races. Okay, I think that's enough lore conspiracies for today. The Sonic series has a shocking amount of inconsistencies in its lore, but honestly, I think that's something I can live with. It gives us something to discuss and theorize about, and even if it isn't entirely intentional, it can still be pretty fun. I've also been noticing an inconsistency in the lore of this channel. Y'all are enjoying the videos, but not subscribing, following me on Twitter, and watching more of my videos. Like, come on, that doesn't make any sense. I say we fix that right now. Go ahead and do all those things I just mentioned. Come on, don't be shy. The subscribe button doesn't bite, I think.